Northampton game. How do you feel?
Well, it was an important time for us, Steve, because I had to, with Mark Blake being injured and the operation being needed, I had to try to desperately get somebody in on loan. And it was a period of time where the FA Cup was coming about, and not everybody was willing to loan you anybody because of or I had to have them cup tied. So I was delighted to get Dave Walton. A little bit naive on his debut, got going underneath balls, but that's league experience. The boy hadn't had any. I think he's done well since he's been here and formed a good partnership with Marky Williams. So we're from that point of view, I'm delighted with him.
Me and Dave have got a good partnership at the moment. We'll both give 100% when we go out there. We'll never pull out of challenges, and we'll give everything for the team. The only thing is that we're both similar players in the fact that we're both committed, whereas when I play with Mark Blake, he's better on the floor. I'll attack most things and he'll drop off and pick the pieces up, and he'll distribute the ball, which I'll do as well, but Blake is very good at doing, where me and Dave are both like battlers, and we'll just go in for everything.
I think we play very well together. I think we both players play the same way. We both like attacking the ball. I think we've got a good partnership going. Obviously we haven't conceded that many goals when we've played together, so you can't really complain at that.
How do you see the future going?
We can only get better, can't we? Once we get to know, I still don't properly know how Bomber plays, and he doesn't know the way I play properly yet, but we seem to be doing okay.
I've arrived at the club. I didn't have a club in a close season, and the gaffer decided to give me 3 months contract after a trial with the club. That went quite well, and then they saw Carl Griffiths, and he decided to give me till the end of the season, which I'm very, very pleased about. The morale at the club is great. They're a great bunch of lads. You say that to every club you go to, but they are. As you can see in the background, we have a good banter, and which I quite enjoy, because I'm a daft so-and-so. So it's a good club for me, and I'm just happy to be here.
A lot of the feedback from the guys on the terraces is about they never ever see you not smiling. Is there a reason for that, or is it just in your character?
It's just in my character. When you get to my age, if you stop smiling, I think I just enjoy football, and I enjoy playing it. I don't like watching it, but I enjoy playing it, and when I play, I have to have a laugh and a joke. Even if we're getting beat, people have said to me when we're getting beat, you're still smiling, but I am hurting deep down, but I just have to have a laugh and a joke about things.
It's taken me a while because I didn't have a pre-season, and I came here, I think I signed on the Thursday before the Saturday, so it took me a while to find my feet. But as soon as I've rented a house in Telford, as soon as I managed to do that and get to train with the boys full time and get to know the setup and the boys, then I feel that slowly but surely I'm getting there.
Do you feel there's a good defensive system going?
I feel there's a good team system. I'm very impressed when I first came here. I mean, the gaffer wanted to have a look at me, but I mean, I didn't obviously want to sign for just anybody, and I was very impressed with what I saw. There's some very good footballers here. And I mean, you say defensively, as far as I'm concerned, as a team you attack as a unit and you defend as a unit. I know it's a cliche, but that's how I see it, and I think all round we're a very strong team. The thing the gaffer is on about is the fact that it's a squad system, and that's working very well, because I mean it's not that often that we've had a settled team for so long. We've played the last 3 or 4 games and I think we have had a settled unit, but there are lads who can come in and do just as good a job as the players that are in it, which is the strength of a good squad. Defensively, we've got the 2 big lads at the back and Mark Blake to come as well, all very strong centre-halves. You won't find any better in the league. Left back we've got Tom and Chris with, both strong in their respective strengths. Midfield we have a selection, they've got Kevin Summerfield, Patters, who I think is having a very good season, Evo to come in, we've got Viv, that's Mark, to come in, Marky Taylor, and then up front we've got a very strong lineup as well, because I think it was good business by the club to get rid of Carl, because we've got a lot of cover and we've got some goal scorers. We've got Joe, who can always come in and score. We've got Dean Spinks, Clarkey, and Tufty to come back. I mean, Tufty's had a hard time, but I mean, of all the players at the club, I think he's the one that excites me the most, because I think he's got a lot to offer in years to come. If he can get over this injury jinx, I think he'll be a very good player. So I mean, you know, I can keep on going on and on about the merits, the strengths of each individual, but it's as a team how you perform, and we are performing as a team, not just 11 individuals or 13 individuals if you count the 2 subs. I think we're a very strong unit all around the park. So I think to play against us, teams must be looking at us, looking for weaknesses, and I don't think we have many, if any, weaknesses, which must be a little bit intimidating for the opposition.
I'll talk about Eddie Edwards. I'll just tell you about a story when I first went to Mansfield, because he'll really like this, because I've told him about 10 times. And we played my old club. Berry was on loan from, and the keeper got sent off and I went in goal, and I didn't know that it was a penalty I was facing straight away, and I only saved the penalty. And Eddie, every time Eddie comes up about penalties, I tell him the story, and he says, no, I don't want to hear that again. But we have got a good keeper in Eddie. I didn't really know him until I come to the club, which I'm terrible at remembering people anyway, but I've come here and I've trained with him and in games, and he's very confident, and he's a good keeper.
The reason why I call it Stitch, because I did a running session, I think it was one Tuesday morning, around the track, and I was telling all the lads how good of a runner I was, because that's all we do at Sheffield United. And I was doing okay, I was leading our group. Then on one of the last 2 runs I got a stitch and I had to pull up. So I started calling it Stitch ever since. Yeah, they do, aye.
I think Doncaster have just set the tone for the whole game there. Their number 9's just run about 30 yards to try and get a tackle into Dave Hockaday, and I think that's exactly what the game will be like today. A lot of hard work and very little football played.
There was some debate on the match going ahead.
Well, I heard that. I didn't. The park looks fine to me. Maybe it won't suit us as far as football's concerned and stuff, but I mean, as far as any doubt about the game being on, I don't see why.
Nice football there from Doncaster, Mark.
Yep, I think they concentrate a lot in getting the balls into the box, and that'll cause us problems simply because of the height of their team. I think they work hard, really hard for each other, get as many balls in the box, and obviously they're going to be difficult with the height they've got, so I think that, as I said, will set the tone for the game.
Good flick on there by Cunningham there. But Spink brought down.
That was a very important header there by John Brough. Managed to, just elude the final Doncaster forward.
Summerfield looks to be caught there.
That's a terrible tackle. He's got to have a word with him for that.
Harper came in on Summerfield there. Good cross there. Turnbull, another good catch there by Edwards. Bang gets up well, nice Spink. Ryan chasing. Ryan, good cross. Spink, just over. Good effort there. And there goes first goal of the match. And it's for Doncaster. Now then, Brough. John Brough. Summerfield. Nice spin. Like Brough. Taylor. Patterson. Oh, Brown. Assumed they were so unlucky then. Hockaday. Bad tackle there.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, people who go over the top of the ball like he done don't deserve sending off or something like that. They deserve sin died for the team, and if there was anything worse, then they deserve jail time, because that's the type of thing that breaks people's legs and ends people's careers. You know, the sad thing about it, people like that never get it done to them.
Spink, Gallen, Bruff goes in. Hockaday then. Spink, Joe Gallen. Another bad challenge there.
He's got to go for that. If he doesn't, then there's something wrong. We've had players sent off last year. I think Dino gets sent off twice for exactly the thing that the boy's just done there. Again, they deserve it.
Yeah. Spink. Deflected then for corner to town.
Sometimes you have days where, you know, nothing goes for you, and you know, I think this is one of them so far.
Yes! Joe Gallen has put the ball in the back of the net.
Brilliant, brilliant. See, just as I've talked about us having no luck, we've managed to get something there. Joe Gallen done brilliantly well. Great header.
I think as far as their goal's concerned, I think that was always going to be the case. That was always going to be the goal's going to be in this game. I think it was a mistake. The ball is a hopeful ball into the box, and Eddie's came to clutch it, and he's probably clutched them 9 out of 10 times. And the ball's fell at the boy's feet. It couldn't have fell any better for him. And he stuck it away well. To be fair to him, he has put it away well. But it's a mistake that it was always going to start the goal in this game. I think that's just the boy started off in the first minute, tackled somebody, and I think he just set the tone for the whole game.
Those type of goals where we needed a break, we needed something to come for us, and you know, there was a good little interchange in the middle of the park, and then, you know, the ball went out wide to Brownie, and then you know, great ball in, and Joe's finished in fine style. You know, it's got to be good for the lad to come on and score as a substitute, and you know, that'll do him the world of good.
I just remember Doncaster sort of being a little bit of our bogey team. We were losing 1-0 with about half an hour to go, and the gaffer just told me to go on and to try and make a difference. I think we played one up front that day, and so I went up with Dino to make 2 up front, and had a few early chances which I should have put away. But in the last few minutes we got a corner. And I don't know who took it. It might be Mickey Brown, and Big Dave Wharton just flicked it on, and I come in just on the 6-yard box and managed to head it into the top corner, which was nice for me, because it was my first goal in the first team here. It was nearly my first goal, nearly my first game for the first team, or it was the longest I'd got on. So I was pleased, and it made us, you know, take it to a replay at Doncaster. All I remember about the game was just the conditions being pretty awful. It was a doubt whether it would be played at all, and so it was lucky for me, you know, that the game was on, and I managed to get, you know, my first goal for the club.
Yeah, I just thought, you know, that it was a battling for performance. You know, I think both teams went out there with the intention to play a bit of football, but you know, soon afterwards, you know, all that's kind of changed. I thought the turning point was when you know, they pushed the lad on to mark Steve McKenzie, and you know, that sort of snuffed out any run that we would have had in order to have a spare man over.
Yeah, I think as Tufty said, the point when they pushed the man onto Steve McKenzie, because I think Macca was doing well, the fullbacks were getting pushed on a lot and creating a lot of chances for us. I think that was the turning point. In the second half, they come out and put John Buff up front. I thought he did quite well up front. Pushed Steve McKenzie into midfield. It was a bit of a change. That's what we needed then.
Again, it was not a good game to watch from the spectator's point of view. Tactically, both sides did very well. Scunthorpe were very difficult to break down, and I felt if we'd got one goal, they may have released themselves a little bit and tried to get out from the back. But as we didn't score the goal, they just settled in and defended very, very well on the day. And at the end of the day, we had to be happy with a 0-0 draw.
Okay, after the Scunthorpe game, we went on our away travels again, and we went to Wigan, which was a very sort of memorable day for you, with you scoring a hat-trick. How did you see the game and your goals?
It was quite a comfortable game, and the game was running along easy. You know, we were always in front, and I had a first good chance that Wayne Clark put the ball into me. I turned, put it into the net, and then I had one off Gary Patterson, similar sort of goal, and the third goal was whipped in from Marky Taylor, and I turned and put it in the opposite corner. I was really pleased with it.
With that being your first hat-trick for the club, you know, it must have been a special feeling for you, but the added bonus was Clarkie getting 2 goals as well.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you know, for forwards, both of you scoring, I mean, you can't ask for more, you know, more than that really, and we was really pleased with the result.
And at the moment you're a little bit of a favourite with the junior supporters of the football club. Do they, you know, do you hear them on a Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, you know, I just, you know, egg them along sort of thing in a way, and just have a laugh and a joke with them. But, you know, it's good for me, boosts me during games, and hopefully, you know, I can score every game for them.
through for Shrewsbury Town after 81 minutes, Wayne Clark.
A touch of class from an unusual source there.
At Wigan, yeah, I watched that match on the video. Unfortunately I wasn't able to be up at Wigan, but yeah, I think we signed a new left back for the day. Pacey, good quality crossing, everything you could want for a left back, and I think the lad's name's Lynch, was it?
Took the ball back through his legs and everybody waited for him to fall over, and all of a sudden there's a goal.
That's it, yeah. Well, Gary Patterson's told him that. That's sort of the Gary Patterson turn that he showed at Wigan. And we ended up with a goal, and a great result for the lads up at Wigan, yeah.
Which went into extra time. How did that game go?
Well, I felt that we had the game won in normal time, and unfortunately we had an aberration in the defence and we lost a goal right on time. But into the extra time period, I still felt that it was going to be our match, and that's the way it turned out.
And with the format of penalties, were the town sort of not looking forward to taking them?
Well, we haven't had to take any this season so far. But in training we have plenty of good sharpshooters, and I'm sure that we'd have gone through on penalties as well. Of the game was Dean's goal, which was a well taken goal. He broke through the centre of the defence and lobbed the goalkeeper as he was coming out. Took it very well indeed. However, they equalised in the last couple of minutes of the game, taking the game into extra time. However, we were rescued again from a corner by Mickey Brown. Big Dave Walton got up at the back post and headed a magnificent winner for us.
The pitch wasn't too good. The ball was put through over the top by Marky Williams. I've run through on it. The goalkeepers came out and I've chipped it over the top of the goalkeeper. That's made it 1-0, and they've come back into it with about 10 seconds to go to make it 1-1, and then Big Davey Walton, who plays at the back, come in with a powerful header and made it 2-1.
Michael Brown putting a cross in, and I think it was Tony Cunningham headed it back out, then he hit it straight back in. I got just in front of Cunningham and powered a header into the bottom corner, which I was pleased with, being the first goal.
Yeah, obviously it was a disappointing result for the lads. I thought they battled well, and after doing so well in the week, it was disappointing to go out after such an early goal. I mean, the principles that Preston adopt, I mean, it's not what everyone calls football, but seems to have gotten results, this season. That's why they're doing so well, and they're up there, with a chance of getting promotion. Naturally the lads are going to be disappointed because I don't think that they was allowed to play the kind of game that they wanted to, which was to play football, which is exactly what the lads like to do, and I just don't think we was able to do that today.
The actual goal that they scored was actually a good goal. As much as I hate saying it, it was a good move and a good cross. Maybe caught napping a little bit at the back stick, and the lads come in and finished it well. But the way that they do things, I'm not too keen on it. The last 10 minutes, you've seen every time one of their players got touched that they stayed down. hoping to waste time so we can get back in the game, and I'm just not really interested in it. I'm not interested in that. They play a lot of long balls, they're looking for flick-ons, and they're looking for corners and throw-ins, and to be fair to them, they're good at them when they get the corners and throw-ins.
Tommy's had a good header and he's headed it straight at the keeper, you know, and we tell him like you've got to head the thing into corners, and then Pat, as the keeper's had his look, hasn't he, where it's finished up hitting the bar, and the referees give us offside for following the thing in. But yeah, that wasn't, we give a bad goal away, that's what annoys me, and we knew what they'd be like, and Tommy still got sucked in ball watching a little bit, and we've spoken about that, but you know, it's not to be.
So overall, you're not too disappointed with the performance, really?
You play what you've got. Like Clarkie's finished up having to play 3 games in a week because he's finished up getting a couple of goals. Probably could have done without that himself. We've got next week now, and it's important now from next Saturday onwards that we go on and do the business in the league.
Well, December and January are really crucial to you, aren't they?
Well, it's all crucial. You've got to stay there in the league, haven't you? You know, I'll be disappointed if they come here in the league and beat us 1-0 because there's 3 points at the end of that. So you know, my main aim now is to try to get this football club back into the division above.
Well, they don't have a lot of favourites in the Football League, but they're sitting at the top of the table, and it's all about winning matches. Some people would rather go for the results than the performance. Personally, I'd like to see a performance along with the results, but I hope at the end of the season we're sitting on top of Preston North End.
The game against Walsall at Walsall, going back to one of your old clubs, and we owed them one from the home game as well.
Well, that's right, yeah, we're in the same situation when we played them last year. They came over and turned us over well and truly last year, and but this year we were a lot more determined, and I think we weren't going to lose a game whatever happened, and we well deserved to win the game at Walsall.
It's yours in goal for the opposition, and obviously local derby, quite a physical game at times, and unfortunately got involved a bit.
Well, it was important we got a good result there because we'd been struggling a few games beforehand, so I knew we were going to be tough after the last game we had down here. And it was just, I got involved a bit too much, but I was happy we went. And I mean, the lad in goal who I was up with at Notts County, yeah, just give him a bit of stick after the game for the goal he let in. Thought he should have had it, but
yeah, the Walsall game, I mean, Wayne Clark's threaded another ball through to me, and I've turned, I think, with the lad Watkins, he's fell to the floor, and the goalkeeper's come out, I've shot on goal, keeper's blocked it, it's spun up in the air, and it's gone into the back of net. I mean, it's always nice to score in a local derby.
And I suppose Mansfield, we owed them one from the first day of the season, but they've always been a bogey side to Shrewsbury, and we just couldn't nail them on the day.
Yeah, well, I think that I'd have fancied up playing Mansfield 2 or 3 weeks before we did play them, but with the change of manager that came here, very negative, got a goal early on, and it was always going to be backs to the wall job, but luckily we stuck in, got 2 goals second half, and at the end of the day a point might have been a fair reflection on the game.
Should be looking to extend their recent run of 6 games without a defeat. And Brown, good running by Mickey Brown again. Good ball in for Spink, nice chest, but Wayne Fairclough cope well with the pace. Now Brown again. Long firm by Ockaday, good flick on by Walton. Spink. Clark. Tried the overhead kick. Good ball in. Goal for Mansfield Town. In the 4th minute. A good cross in for Wilkinson to just clip it in, take it around the keeper and put it past him. First real attack for Mansfield as well.
Yeah, I mean, from a seemingly, you know, knowing kind of a situation that the game was being dictated to by the town players, and then from to score off that seems quite scandalous.
But now Croft. That'll be a booking for Steve Parkin.
Yeah, you know, he's picked the ball up from deep and he's managed to take it on into their half. The lads just clipped him at the back of his ankles there and stopped him in his stride. But I think today the more we can get our wide men involved, today, you know, we can cause a few problems. I mean, as I said earlier on, they haven't got a great deal of pace at the back, and if we can exploit that, you know, probably we'll get some out again.
Holland looking for it in the box. McLaughlin.
Seems to be a good little battle going on between Dean Spink and the Mansfield number 5.
Kevin Gray.
That's the one.
Good play here by Brown. With nice ball. Okaday. Patterson. Spink. Brown.
Brilliant move. That's a brilliant sweeping move there. You know, good intelligent play there by Mickey Brown. Good touch off by Spinky in the first place. And Wayne Clark was unlucky with his header.
Taylor. Good effort. Hockaday. Walton put it in the back of the net. 3 minutes of the second half gone.
Brilliant play. Good advancement there by David Hockaday. Great ball in. And a good finish there by David Walton. That's what we need.
Another goal for Dave Walton.
Yeah, I think Mickey Brown done really well. Pulled the ball back, and Dave Hockaday, great first touch. Brilliant cross, and he's just got his foot to it and it's gone in. So hopefully now we can just go on and get another one and nick this.
McLaughlin. Goal. What a nice strike.
I have to say it was a very good goal, very well taken goal. I was just about to say just before we did that they need to get out to him and close him down, and the lad's gone and struck it straight over the keeper.
Strikes the ball in the back of the net.
Yes. Good little touch by Wayne Clark. All he's done is just change the direction of the ball. Yes.
It was a good move really by us. Dean Spink takes a lot of credit for actually holding the ball up and playing a decent pass into well, I don't know who it was, but anyway, Patterson had the shot and Clarkey just nice little nick. Nice to get back to 2-2.
Patterson. Clark. Clark. Spink. Croft can deliver, good cross. Fairclough, up well, Barking. Reed. Good tackle by Taylor. Just caught him though.
I think it was a hard game for the lads to get into their stride. In the second half, we seen a lot more of the type of football that we're used to playing, which is to knock the ball around. I think we was unlucky on a few occasions, but I think Mansfield will be far more happy than we will.
Right. Okay. Watch it. Here we go then. Fred, they're the ones we got to win, yet we struggled.
Yeah, we did. They came and early doors they threw us because they just played one up and threw 5 across the back, and I just took Mark Williams off. They got the goal, which wouldn't settle us as well, but they kept running at us from midfield, so I just took Mark Williams off at half time just to let Kevin push people in more. I just felt that second half we deserved our goals, which they've hit one right out the blue that's moved everywhere. But you're going to get them. I've said this before, where teams come and sit back on us. Very hard, very difficult.
Well, the same team against Walsall, of course, would differently because Walsall played a fast open game. That's the reason, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but Walsall, the home seed have got to come on, you see, and you've got to push on and try and go and get a result at home, and that's what we've done tonight, and they've hit us on the break. So we just got to live with it. So.
It's a little bit worrying though. October 9, since you last had a home win, the natives are getting a bit restless at home.
I don't think they are. I mean, I haven't heard any moans at all tonight. I don't think they're getting restless at all. They can see what's happening. But people are coming and sitting. At one time there, I've counted. They've got like 9 back, 1 up. And it's difficult, ever so hard for our lads to then go and get. And we've scored 2 goals at home, conceded 2. It's ever so hard, and the pitch doesn't help at the moment. I've said this before. Once I think the pitch has changed round, I think we're a team who play a little bit better than that. So we'll just have to have a look.
Yeah. Any movements in or out at the moment?
No, nothing happening at the moment. No.
Okay. What about the Christmas games? Is this the steady team now you think you've got now?
No, I've still got Kevin Summerfield, I've still got Tommy Lynch, and I'll play each team as I against each game as I see it. I'm not afraid to make a decision, and Mark didn't like it, but I didn't need the extra defender. I needed someone who was going to just sew the thing up and push people in and be comfortable. Just allowed Mark Walton to go and Dave Walton to go and mark the 9, but he was causing us all sorts of problems in the first half because Mark Williams didn't know whether to mark him and Dave Walton didn't know whether to mark him. Then he'd go on to a fullback, so we finished up like 3 marking, 1 at the back, and it was terrible. So that's why I changed it.
So you brought in a wiser player to organise things.
He'll talk more as well, Kevin. He'll talk more at the back and push. We needed to push Withy in, and he wouldn't let him drop back out. And I felt second half that we were a lot better.
Understandable, but disappointed, I suppose. That's the reason.
Well, you've got to be disappointed, but when we were 2-1 down, if you'd have asked me to take a point, I'd have taken one. But if we'd have beat Mansfield at home and drew at Walsall, no one would have been moaning. So I know you've got to put your home results right, but I think it'll come.
Okay. And Hereford for Christmas, they seem to like sending us there when it's icy. And Clarkey didn't look as if he fancied it, but goal of the season possibly.
Yeah, well, again, like that was. They hadn't been playing particularly well, but I think they raised the game when we go there. Conditions have been identical in the 2 years that we've played down there, and I thought it was not a pretty game to watch, but the quality goal settled the game, and we're happy to take that sort of result.
played the ball off to Brian on the left wing, and he's put a through ball to Dino, who's chased it long and hard, and the keeper's come out and tried to play a ball upfield because he can't pick the ball up, and the ball's come to me, and I've had a good first touch and saw him off his line and actually flighted a ball in over him, and thankfully it dropped in under the bar. Yes, I mean, all goals give me pleasure. I mean, that's what strikers are there for, and that's where strikers get the confidence from, is scoring goals. Obviously it wasn't happening for me at the start of the season, for one thing and another, like I'd had injuries which accumulated into surgery, but now thankfully I've come through that, and 1 or 2 goals are going in for me now. Yeah, I think everybody knows I've never been the quickest of players. My game's my touch and my awareness and bringing other players into the game, whereas Dino and Tufty, whichever one I'm playing with, their strength is their pace and the strength, and I think we link up well together whichever one I'm playing with. You know, I can build up with the midfield players, and if we need a ball over the top, either one of those two can get on the end of them, and I think it works well when we're playing together.
And Howard Clark went close with a free kick. He was dying to get on the sheet.
We were safe as houses. Once Howard was on the ball, we were safe as houses. We were preparing for the next attack.
Well, I see us continuing our decent run that we're having at the moment, and I've said all along that once everybody's fit, there's no reason why we can't get promotion, and the team's young enough to go on and do things well in the future.
The game after that Lincoln was the first one that was off, and that's dogged us a little bit since then. We can't get teams to play us on their ground.
Looking back, it'd have been nice to look back now and think that we could have played against Lincoln and got 3 points and been that much nearer to the top of the table. But the rest straight after the Hereford game might have done us good.
Well, when it rained all through the Mansfield game, and after the Mansfield game, the river came up because of the rain that fell in Wales as well, and brought the river right up. And then coming on towards Christmas, the river came on the pitch by about 3 foot. And but it doesn't really do any harm with the river being on the pitch. Obviously you can't play football, but when it goes through, it takes the water goes through and helps the drainage after the river's gone down. Once the river's gone down, the drainage gets better.
And how hard was it for you, during the Christmas period?
It's the easiest week I've had since I've been here, because I couldn't do anything because the river was on the pitch for 5 days. Yeah, when they come to the Lincoln game, they called the game off on a Sunday because of there was still 2 foot of water on it. But one of the main problems was going to be was we had a frost about as well, and it iced up the water that was on the pitch. And when the water went off the pitch, it left a sheet of ice of about 1/4 inch thick, and that was caused as much problem as the water that was on beforehand. It's the next 4 weeks that, if I can get through these next 4 weeks without not much damage being done, it'll stand up all right. But the next 4 weeks is going to be very tough, because even as we're standing now, it's very wet underfoot, and we've only had a shower of rain. So if we can just get through these next 4 weeks, I think it'll be all right.
Teams coming out today tonight for the game, Shrewsbury Town versus Chesterfield. I have Dave Leddington with me for today's game. How do you see today's game going, Dave?
Well, we've had a good run recently, I must admit. It was tremendous away victories, but I feel this one's going to be quite tough. I hope I'm wrong in that one, but I think it's going to be a toughie.
The game's just settling down a bit. I think one of the biggest battles today will be the big lad Morris against Dave Walton. It's like Walton just there, just giving a free kick away. I think Andy Morris is about 6'5", so it's a good battle for Dave, and how he's coped at the beginning of this season. I think he'll do a good job against him. It's a free kick to Chesterfield, just below us now. Oh, a very poor one. A very poor one.
So we haven't seen much yet of the lad Norris. Trevor Hebbard with the throw, headed clear by Dave Walton, but at the cost of a corner. So it's the first corner of the game, and it goes to Chesterfield. Taylor lost possession to Norris. Again cleared by the... Oh, and it's a goal. Andy Morris, the danger man. There was a bad clearance out, and it's been put back in by Trevor Hebbard, who's found Andy Morris at the back, and it's 1-0 to Chesterfield.
There it goes again. It's that ball over the top again. I think we'll have to watch that one. They seem to be planting that ball forward for these lads to run onto, and we're having a little bit of problems with it. Flick on by Brandy to Spink. To Clarkey. It's gone through to Dean Spink. Oh, I thought he was going to get a shot on goal there, but we've got a corner. This is Shrewsbury's first corner.
I think it is, David.
Yeah, Shrewsbury's first corner on the right hand here with Mickey Brown. We've got Dave Walton coming up. We've got Mark Williams coming up. So 15 minutes and here we go. That was aimed for Mark Williams, but no, did I? Just back to Brownie.
Taylor on the ball. Whips in there, it's a good kick in. Spring with the header, but just over the bar. Moss on the ball for Chesterfield. Hockaday now, he's got space in front of him. Will he attack it? He's got Brown as an option to his right. Approaching the edge of the box. A great ball in, Spink. Yes. Oh, and it's a goal! Yes, and the linesman's flagged.
Good goal.
It's gone in. The linesman's, the goalkeeper's signalling for something. I don't know what he's done.
Straight to his legs.
But it's Shrewsbury Town on level. It's Dean Spink. I think the goalkeeper's in trouble. But it's all started. So like Dave Ockaday's picked up the ball just inside his own half. He's attacked the space in front of him. He's gone in there. He's put in a good cross. Dean Spink's got it well. He's headed the ball down. And it's just crept through the goalkeeper's legs and over the line. I think now that's just what we need. I think we might just settle down now and start playing. And it looks like, for the first time I've seen this season, I think we've got the reserve goalkeeper coming on.
Yeah, that was just what we wanted. That was just for a lovely run there by David Ockaday, who attacked the space in front of him. Took the ball in, centred it in for Dean Spink. It was a lovely, that's just what we wanted, wasn't it? Brilliant. So, as I say, 1-1.
We struggled to get going, both teams never really settled down. But after 8 minutes, Chesterfield took the lead through Andy Morris. And then Dean Spink, with his 12th goal of the season, equalised for Shrewsbury Town. So at half-time, Shrewsbury Town 1, Chesterfield 1. Your thoughts on the game, Dave, so far?
Well, we're looking pretty good when we go down the right-hand side. I must admit, Dave Ockaday seems to be playing very well at this right-back position and linking up well with Mickey Brown, and of course that's where our goal came from. A nice little run by Dave Ockaday and sent it into the box, and a good downward header by Dean Spink. So yeah, I'm pleased with the right-hand side. It's looking good down there. Dave Walton's having a battle royal out there with the lad Morris, but looking forward to a good second half here. We didn't see how things go.
Ball's in there. It's got a ricochet. It's a corner to Chesterfield. Hebbard on the far side. Take the corner. Brown clears. Smith just helps it on its way. Spink. Madden clears upfield. Walton again. Smith, he's in the clear. He's in the clear. He's attacking him. Mark Smith, can he get a shot in? Oh, it's good defending. One of the pluses for Mark Smith is his straight running at defenders. I just didn't think he could just wrap his left foot round it. I think if he could have done, I think we could have gone 2-1 up. Spink with the header. This is Smith's first game for a little while.
Oh, it's Dean Spink now. He's got away from it, and it's Croft's taken over. Lovely ball inside to Spink. He's got a shot on goalie. Yes, it's in. Yes, that's the second of the match there for Dean Spink. Fabulous goal, well done there by Brian Clough. Picked the ball up on the left-hand side, took it through, slipped the ball nicely inside for Dino to slip it just inside this right-hand side post. Lovely goal. Yes, that's 2 for Dean in the match. 2-1 to Shrewsbury. What about that then, Dick? What about that?
And I thought about 12 months ago, Dean Spink would have gone into that position and he would have panicked. I think with a little bit of confidence he's had this season, you know, he's calmly just took the ball into the back of the net and it's given Shrewsbury the lead. So now, again, it's important we keep it tight for 5 minutes and don't let them get back into the game. I think at the moment, it's like Walton's keeping the lad Morris quiet. It's like he's not being able to sort of stay in the middle of the goal sort of thing. He's done a lot of his work out wide where he isn't a threat.
Well done, Withy. Goes down. Nice ball, and it's a foul on Mark Smith. Just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side here now. Here's Brian Croft over the ball, and Mark Taylor's coming over as well, are we? All the cheers are come on you Reds from behind that goal. Can we get another one now? It's going to be an in-swinger here from Mark Taylor. Lovely one into the box. It's up. There's Mark Williams with it. There's
too far. Croft clears up to Spink. If Smith can put him in now, Smith can lay him in, and Spink's there. He's going into the box. Yes. Oh, and it's across the face of the goal. A good forceful running by Dean Spink there. Nearly resulted in a hat-trick for him. A good play from Mark Smith as well.
Ball's gone into the box again. We need a header out here. We got it. And it's Patterson bringing the ball out, but he's robbed by Morris, who puts it back into the box, and it's through. And he's... Well, another bit of a life there for Shrewsbury. Clear shot on goal by one of the Chesterfield men there, but over the bar it went, so we can all breathe easily again. It's still 2-1 to Shrewsbury with about 14 minutes to go. It's getting colder and colder here, I'm sure of it. And well done by Edwards there. There's the Shrewsbury lads. Step the volume up now. Come on you Reds, as we're attacking on this left-hand side. The ball's into Smith. Leader with Chrissy with... And well played, Mark Williams. Feels of handball there, but no, not given.
Keep going, Dean.
There's a ball there to Smithy. Yep. Nice bit of run in there by Mark Smith. It looked to me like he was taken out of the game. Yes, he was. And I think we've got another book in here. I think we have. So it's a free kick to Shrewsbury. Left-hand side of the pitch. Right on the touchline there. And it's Mark Taylor to take it. In-swinger in. There it goes. Can Shrewsbury Head get on the end of that? No, the referee has given a foul.
Smith, brilliant play, unlucky.
Well, there must be time now. We've got some whistles coming from the Shrewsbury fans. It must be time, and I think that's it. Yes, that's it.
I think that Fred will look upon this as a victory for all of the lads. You know, just like Dean's scored the 2 goals, but I think it's been such a workmanlike performance. You know, I think the lads can take full credit from it. And as I say, you know, Dean scored the 2 goals. He's taken them exceptionally well, especially his second one. But all round, it's been a great day for the town, and I think that the 2 centre-backs, you know, maybe have just sort of pinched it for me. I thought Walton, who's dealt with the lad Morris, he had a bit of an uncomfortable time, first of all, but he's dealt with him. And, you know, Williams is solid as well. I think it's a good pairing which we've got there now. And, you know, as I said, 6 points from 2 games. Now, if we can put it right against Colchester, you know, who knows where we can go.
We went there last year and managed to drop behind early on and come back, and the same formula this season.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I fancied us very strongly at Chesterfield, looking at their squad, and I sat in the stand that day, being out injured, and I saw our lads go onto the pitch and I felt really confident. You know, I thought, just looking at us warming up, I thought, what a good sound squad we got, and I couldn't see any problems that day, and luckily Dean turned in a great display second half and scored 2 good goals.
Colchester was the first home game of 1994. They came to a very wet game meadow, with the pitch showing the effects of the snow and ice over Christmas. The weather was awful on the day, and indeed the game was in doubt right up to kick-off. Colchester seemed to make the early run-in as town took time to settle in the difficult conditions. However, Colchester took an unlikely lead 4 minutes before half-time.
Whiff again. Spink. Just unlucky. Nicely saved there by John Sheffield to tip it over the bar. Ryan. Walton! Yes! David Walton! His third goal for Shrewsbury Town. Lovely corner by Mickey Brown. Dave Walton running in. Edge it past helpless John Sheffield. Shrewsbury Town 1, Colchester United 1. Puts it in. His 14th goal of the season. All the crowd chanting Dino.
They've shown so much character to win on that. You know, we had to change our game and we had to keep knocking things in behind them, and that was the reason I shoved Tommy on in there to give us a little bit of height. But they've shown an awful lot of character to come and win that game.
A tremendous comeback in that second half, and everybody battled.
Yes, everyone had a go. Even Marky Smith threw himself to the ground, you know, and I played him out of position. But he just said, when I pulled him off, he said, I had no more to give you, Gaffer. Brilliant.
You can't fear anybody now.
Well, you just got to take it. We're only halfway through the season, and you know, we've just had a nice little 3 games, haven't we, where we're taking 9 points. So that's nice for the lads. I've just give them a couple of days off now, so you know, we'll get ready for Rochdale.
You did tell me before Christmas that we hadn't seen the best of Shrewsbury. Well, you proved it today, haven't you?
Yeah, I still don't think we have. You know, we couldn't get the ball. I'm asking my midfield players who like to play to knock things in behind fullbacks, because you couldn't pass through it and you couldn't run with it. I just had a word with Patterson now. The lad is a player, he wants to play, you know, and I'm trying to say to him, guys, you can't play on it. You know, I just reminded them when Walsall came here last year and beat us 3-0, they adapted to the conditions better. I said, we've got to learn to do that. And come second half, I think we've done that right to the T, you know.
The ground was very heavy, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we looked at it several times, obviously, but we needed the game. We were just on a bit of a run, and when we sort of went 1-0 down, I thought, oh dear, oh dear. But a magnificent ball for the win off Marky Taylor to find Brownlee, and a great ball in. But you know, that's what they've got at the moment. They're all having a pop for each other. It's great. And Dave Walton, I mean, when he gets his eye on it, he just goes and takes a lot.
You must be very happy after Christmas and the New Year then.
Yeah, I'm very delighted. I mean, as I said to you, if after the Christmas period, if I can be in the same position or a little bit better, obviously, you know, we're there. The only thing is now that hopefully we can take it on from there.
Well, Tom, we've obviously got ourselves into a good position, and most of the lads have been playing well, but the start of the season, the Eagle was a bit shaky at times, but he seems to settle down now.
Yeah, we've quite a lot of new players coming into the team, and it takes a bit for everyone to settle down into find their own positions and everything, and it's done that nicely. But the nice thing about it is we've battled hard, and while the team hasn't been playing well, individuals have been battling, and that's got us through quite a few games. And now our skill is getting us through games. But when we need to battle, we can battle.
And there was always a feeling that perhaps we needed somebody who could talk a bit at the back, and Dave Hockaday's experience has come in useful.
It has indeed, yeah. You're either a talker or you're not a talker. And we were a bit quiet, and Davy Hockaday has helped. Blakey's loss hasn't been as bad as we first feared, to be honest. Dave Walton's come in and done really well, but for his talking, it hasn't been missed because of Davy Hock.
And the man you scrap for a shirt with most of the time, Withy, I mean, it's typical Scouser. It's difficult enough to keep him quiet at the best of times.
At the best of times, I mean, he never shuts up. From the minute he comes in, he's pattering all the time. He's great in the dressing room beforehand, good on the pitch, and he's the sort of player you need in the club, yeah.
The midfield, young Gary Patterson's come in this time and put a bit more steel into the middle of the park.
Yeah, done really well. When he first came, he was playing in the wide positions, and I didn't really think it suited him, but he's been a revelation in the middle of the park. Been outstanding for us.
And another one who's sort of come in from the cold, Viv's moved into midfield, and well, he's determined to stay there. Well, oh no, I haven't got that far.
He was never quite happy on the wings. He always wants the ball, and it wasn't getting out to him as much. And now he's involved constantly, so he's happy. Mightn't smile, but he's still happy.
And somebody once said that Dean Spink could never score goals, but I think perhaps looking in the papers these days, it's not quite the truth.
That's very true as well. I'm delighted for Dean. He's had a terrible time when Bondi was here. We absolutely slaughtered him. I mean, I was cringing for the lad, but he's getting his own back now in the best way he can. I mean, he didn't slaughter Bondi back or anything. He took it like the man he is, and is answering him back the best way possible, and it's great. It's great for the club, great for Dean, and great for us.
And Kevin Summerfield hasn't put a foot wrong in recent matches?
No, makes great tea, helps out, looks after the kids, still gives a bit of a verbal inside in the dressing room, but senior pro, he can do what he wants, really.
The left wing spot's been a bit of a problem. No chance of Tommy turning the clock back and going charging down the left?
No chance.
We've been looking to put our home form right, and against Colchester it started to come good.
Well, I think that's the biggest factor, the most pleasing factor from everybody, especially the fans who only come and watch us here. I mean, the away fans know how well we've been playing and getting results week in, week out away from home, but it was always hanging over the home fans' heads that we weren't performing at home or we weren't getting the right results, and luckily the last 3 home games have changed that. And we've played quite well in the 3 home games, and we've well deserved to win all 3.
And the Chester game, a comprehensive victory against a side who were challenging us for one of the promotion spots.
Yeah, well, we'd seen Chester. I'd seen Chester a couple of times, and I couldn't believe how well and high up in the table they were, and the lads went out and absolutely murdered them. Perhaps our best performance of the season. Completely outplayed them in every department, and 3 goals was no ill reflection on the game.
Already, run just kicked off.
And so far both teams seem really committed. Looks as if we've got a cracker in store.
O'Brien. Walton chasing back. A good one by Thompson. Takes on whiff. Good crossing. But a nice defending by Tommy Lynch. Beautiful defense. Nice Smith. Smith's got quite a lot of pace. Back to Clark. Nice back heel. Smith again. Taylor. Good ball to Smith. Just slips before he can deliver the cross, but whiff. Spink.